we pull it up there, we slide the back in.
Yeah.
Someone has to lift it up and someone has to push the pedal.
I can do that. Because I'm the weakest, yeah.
Hello and welcome to Portimao, and we are finally back in the water.
We are, and the weather is absolutely atrocious. We've been blasted by 45 knot winds, it's rainy and horrible, but yeah, at least we got the work done.
We did, and we had plenty of help. I hope you like the film. Coming up, putting the boat back together again. First the prop shaft, then the new prop. It takes a team to line up the rudder and brute force to get it secure. And at last, we are ready to go back in the rather muddy water.
Lovely morning this morning, and hopefully it's going to be the day where we get the rudder prop shaft back on, everything ready. Still got a little bit to do to the rudder, just doing that now. Dug out the packing around here, did have a lot of water in it before, so we've got to seal that up. So we've got some 291 for that. Should do the job.
These seals actually didn't look too bad, but lots of water had got in there over time, and this really is the only route. So best dig it all out and start again.
So I also want to check that this hinge fits properly. They put an insert in it for me, so it should be tight. I don't want it to be too tight.
The clamp screws have to be fully tightened so they don't come loose, but of course this is a hinge, so it mustn't clamp down on the post.
A little bit sticky just there, that's fine. There's no grease in it at the moment and it's going to wear its way in, but that's great. There's no play in that. Wasn't much before, but there was a bit of wear, so now that's good.
Before the rudder goes back on, we need to rebuild the whole propulsion system, so let's just show you what that looks like on Fair Isle. We're shaft drive, of course. What you see at the ends are the bronze fittings that hold the cutlass bearings. These are hard rubber-veined tubes that fit tightly in the end caps. They are designed to let water through as a lubricant and a coolant. But of course you don't want that water coming into the boat, so there's always some sort of shaft seal to prevent it. We have a Volvo dripless seal.
When I said I had a problem with this Devassil,
Yes.
he immediately called you, so you're
Yes.
obviously the man to see about this, the expert in this. What's the trick to getting these out?
The trick is, this is mostly screwed on the stern tube, and this is held by these two screws to not spin around. But there's a thread inside, and the stern tube goes all the way to the front. Take the bearing out, you have to undo the flange.
Yeah.
Because here's one hole, I guess, maybe one only.
So you think that, so this has actually got a thread inside here?
Inside here.
And it will unscrew?
Yeah, it will unscrew.
Oh, wow.
Or it usually do.
Yeah.
We hope that.
So Andre thinks there may be a thread, or the end piece could just be slotted in as an interference fitting. Either way, whatever sealant has been used means it's not budging. So first job is to cut into the joint at the back face. With that done, we try Andre's big Stilsons with a pole extension.
Yes.
But really it's as much as we can do to get a quarter turn. It's enough to see there's no thread. So Andre searches through the puller store to find and adapt something that may do the job. It took a while. The cutlass bearing had to be pressed out and a new one pressed in. We've already cleaned out the old sealant from the stem tube, so now the bronze end piece needs to be properly smooth. Sealant added and reinserted.
Wooden block.
That's nice. nice though, isn't it? Yeah, that's gone in.
Once screwed in, the prop shaft itself can be inserted. We want it far enough through to fit the other end piece. So Judy's inside to guide us in.
Okay, that's it.
A bit more.
You want a bit more?
A bit more, I think, yes.
With the bearing and the seal slotted on, we can carry on pushing until it meets the coupling from the engine.
Or not?
That's it, it's going in now.
Yes?
It needs to go another inch or so.
Okay. That's try to push.
See, this is tight. It's going to be need banging from outside, I think, because
We are very much looking forward to testing out the new Bruntons prop. It's a very clever bit of engineering, with blades that swivel not only to give you full power in forward and reverse, but self-adjusting to give the perfect pitch angle that's proportional to your speed through the water and the RPM of the engine, so it's efficient even when motor sailing. Because it does have these swinging blades though, I do want to be completely sure that the prop shaft is in a position to give clearance in forward and reverse as the blades swing.
We're fine.
cool.
The cardboard template seems to show everything's okay. Good news. So, onto the surprisingly tricky operation of fitting the rudder. Luckily, we've been joined by our patron Redmond, who is a lifelong top-end engineer.
You're never sure it's
No,
90
of
degrees.
course not. It'll always be pulling.
Yeah, and then tumbling a bit.
Yeah, that's right.
So should we ask them, if I ask them to do it and then give me a countersink that's the same,
I
the same degrees, like we
I
can-
got because
big one?
So, together with Andre, we discussed the tricky business of pinning the hinges.
Got one big enough. Yeah.
We've got some ideas on how to proceed, but really, we need to see the rudder up there. So, with Vasil and the forklift, we can line it up. But the lift in has to be done by hand, so we can feel if the shaft is going straight up the tube.
That's it.
Final position and chock with the forklift, and we can get on with the dry fitting. Here's why it's tricky. With the rudder post slid into the tube, we need to make sure that the hinges don't pull it out of true. So we want to dry fit the bottom shoe and make sure the pinholes are in exactly the right place. Then the centre pin has to be fitted exactly perpendicular to the post, so it needs to be free to move until there is no binding before it is pinned. Also, the whole system needs to be solid with no flex.
My worry is that if you've got Sikaflex on there, there's movement, and that movement could start some sort of wear. What do you
Right.
think?
Well, I'm a lover of epoxy.
Yeah.
To get a release agent on there could be an issue. I'll tell you what I use.
Yeah.
I use the brown packing tape.
Yeah. Oh right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I clean that up, stick that on.
Yeah.
Then I give the packing tape a wipe as well with grease.
Yeah.
And you've got double bubble.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah.
But what I would put it, the whole thing on definitely dry, all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Sure.
you can't afford any problems, can
Yeah,
you?
yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
epoxy. I know you got a bit of time.
Yeah, exactly,
But
yeah.
you don't want to be taking it off and fiddling. Look
No.
at this. See, this goes through here, and it's just catching the other side.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And this one here, I've put in, and it's
Yeah.
just catching that. Look, it's only a smidge.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you need everything to just
be
fall
right, yeah.
together. But I don't think it's going to work. I think we've got to cut this
Yeah.
out
I think
first.
cut something out of there.
Shall
so
we do that first?
Yeah. I'll go and get the saw.
We're afraid of any old bits of epoxy here, not allowing the hinges to seat perfectly for the line of the rudder post. So I take out anything that looks tight with the fane and offer up the hinges again.
Right, bloody hell. This side, that's
Take a tiny bit out of there. Yeah. This side.
Look, it's just touching along there.
Yeah, okay. It's a bit more out of the top. So key to this operation are these fantastic pins, courtesy of Chai. Thank you, Chai. It's one of our patrons who has made these up for us. It's Admiralty bronze, the best stuff you can get. So it's an aluminium bronze, and they are what hold the shoe on, so it's made slightly bigger than the holes that are there, so we can ream them out, and they have to go into the shoe. So our problem is this edge, isn't it? Because there's sort of a rough chamfer. We've got a flat end on here. So what do you think, Redmond? Are we going to try and make this a flat? I mean, I know it's better if that was chamfered, both ends were chamfered, but there's no real strain on this, is there? It's just got to stay in there.
No, the pins are going to do all the, that's the strength, particularly when it's all epoxied. It'd be one solid mass.
Yeah, that's it, we got it.
We now know the bottom shoe is sitting in the right spot, not to bind the pintle in the shoe.
So what I'll do now, I'll jump up to this end.
Yeah, a little bit further, my end, a little bit further back. Same with that, back and down. That's good.
So we run a smaller drill through to get the angle, then the reaming drill to get the proper line through for the pins.
Yeah, that's good.
We clean the holes ready. The pins will be dragging some epoxy through with them when we do the final fitting, so should fill any imperfections. The pins are in dry, so we can unchock the rudder and see how it moves. No binding, that's good. Just some final sanity tests before breaking out the epoxy.
Okay, final checks then before I actually do this properly and epoxy it all in. I've got to make sure with the rudder hard over, which is at the moment on one way, going to starboard, we've got enough clearance with this right round, and we have, so it looks good. Okay, because I can't get the hacksaw in there because it's so close to the edge, I'm going to have to just mark them. We'll name them all on the other side so I know where they go, which one's which, and we'll take them back and put them in the vise and do them there, which will be easier anyway. But yeah, I can't do them in situ, it's just too difficult to get to. I'm going to go through a lot of blades, I think. This the bronze styles of blades pretty quick. Right, I think that's all of them marked now. I'm leaving about 5mm. That's probably enough to peen over. Difficult to know exactly, but yeah, I think that's right. So yeah, let's mark the other sides up so we know which one's which.
No going back now. The final markup, and we'll be coming back tomorrow to do the final fitting.
Okay, final stages of doing the rudder now. It's all sort of working through the little hole here where the quadrant is. It's a bit of a pain to get to things, and I did make a mistake because I forgot that there is this collar which goes on the top of the stuffing box. And at the moment I can't get it there because we've got this in the way. This is where the top bearing goes, so this has to go on underneath. I'm going to have to reach through and put it on as the shaft comes up, so I'm going to have to drop that shaft down, reach under, get this on, and then bring that up.
So that means dropping the rudder with the hydraulic jack. Just enough so that the top of the stuffing box can slip on. It takes a few goes, chocking, then resetting, then dropping some more.
So you can see it's now low enough for me to reach under and get the top of the stuffing box on. But first of all, I've got to try and reach to under there and push all the bits of packing in, which isn't going to be easy.
So 5 layers that you saw cut to size in the last episode. I can get them in relatively easily, poking them through the hole, but screwing on the top of the stuffing box is another matter.
Okay, so now we try and drop this over, which is the bit that pushes all the stuffing down. I'll get a bolt on the end of there, it'll hold it in while we bring the rudder stack up.
Believe me, it was much easier said than done. Rudder back in place, and I want to try and feel how free everything is.
So I've got the nuts on the top of the stuffing box now. Just want to feel how much resistance I've got on the rudder now, and then tighten it to a point where it just slightly stiffens, because that should be the right point. It's going to be difficult to feel, I think, but because it's so difficult to get at the nuts in there. But yeah, I sort of feel that. I'm going to just do them a few more turns, because I think I've got them sort of the top of the stuffing box down against the packing, So I'll just give them a couple of turns into it and see if that stiffens up.
Well, it was virtually impossible to feel anything, so guesswork really. So next job, fitting the top bearing. This one articulates, so we'll find its own line and not bind. No captive nuts though, so a lot more fiddly tightening to be done. As per Redmond's suggestion, I'm using some packing tape as a release agent. We want epoxy to avoid the flex, but the pins will hold it. It doesn't need to be stuck. That will just make things very difficult if and when these hinges need to come off again. A final clean from Judy as I try and mix the epoxy to the right consistency.
Okay, so we're getting all our ducts lined up. This is the epoxy, so it's this stuff, G-Flex, which Chai gave us. He says he sticks rimwheel blades on with this. It's really, really good stuff. It's really sticky. It sets hard like a billiard ball, and that's what you want here because the shoe's going to go on. It mustn't have any movement, so I don't want anything that's flexible in there. It just needs to fill all the gaps so it's completely solid.
It's like icing a cake, but upside down. I could have done with a slightly thicker mix. It squidges in quite nicely, and after a smear of grease on the pins to hopefully make any subsequent removal one step down from the impossible, I tap them in. Before smacking them very hard. Pinning is a satisfying if arm aching process. Only made possible by the weight of one of Redmond's extremely heavy vices, acting as an anvil along with Judy on the other end. Main job done, but time has crept up, and now we have one day till launch to get all the other jobs that need doing on the hard done. First in line, greasing the through holes.
Okay, close now, put a bit more on.
I can see it's closed. Yeah, I've got some grease in there now.
No time to find my torque wrench, I'm going old school. The crane comes at the dot of 2, but Judy is not here. She's been taking the hire car to Faro, and the train back to Portimao is delayed.
Burp the new seal. This is the new seal here. It's in the water. It's quite hard. Normally I can squeeze this quite easily by hand, but not now.
Now don't you ever be sad. Lean on me when the time
Not that difficult to squeeze. Yeah, I'm just burping this.
Yeah, we did get that one nice shot to Fair Isle in the water before, well, the heavens opened.
Yeah, well, the wind started. We came
Yeah.
out, those black clouds just gathered, and we had 45 knots of wind that night, and it's really not improved since. I mean, the river now, all the crap that's coming down, it's just horrible colour. It's worse than the river in Gambia.
I
I
know
think, that
that's
went
brown
up.
all the time,
Yeah.
but no, this has got bits in. It's really horrid.
Yeah, I was hoping to get some shots of the prop underwater. I will do at some stage, but obviously can't do that here. So yeah, we'll have to wait this out until we
Yeah.
can get going, and then we're going to get down to Faro, won't we?
Yeah, and we have now had our holiday in the sun. We went to the BVI, as you may have seen that, and Sunsail have asked us to remind you that if you do want to book a holiday with them, then you can use our code, which we'll put in the description, and it gives you 15% off.
Oh,
and you can go to
can
the
we do it?
BVI. No, we can't do it. You can go to the BVI's or Croatia or anywhere else they have their boats.
Yeah, well, that'd be nice at this time of year. We're going to stay and we are going to get on with some of this work. Look at this, all this stuff that's around us, because we've got lots to do. This is it's new running rigging. We're gonna look at that. So when we're at Amsterdam, we got a lot of stuff from English Braids, who are very helpful in trying to choose the right sort of lines. We've got some cruising Dyneema, some silver lines. So I'll be doing a whole special on running rigging, which should be quite good.
And then when the sun comes out, which it obviously will, we'll do some varnishing.
Yeah, I think that we might have to wait a little while for that one. But yeah, it was great to get all that work done. We've got to do a big thank you to the yard, who were great. It's a good yard for those sorts of things, because you can get on with things yourself. If you need help, they'll come and just give advice or give you someone to do it. Andre was great with the things that I couldn't do. All the pressing out of bearings, that sort of stuff. I mean, obviously.
Oh. Thank you to our patrons,
as well. Chai, I've got a spare one, so I'm going to frame this because I think it's just lovely. And yeah, I'm glad I had an extra one. But yeah, thank you for doing that, Chai, because I don't know how we would have done that job, without it. Really, you need to have confidence that these pins are going to be strong and made of the right material. So that's really good. And that's sort of the team that we had there. Andre had Redmond, another one of our patrons that came along to help. So really good having that engineering mind to look at it, because you think it's easy putting a rudder back on, it's just a hinge, but actually it's a lot more tricky than you think.
So it's been a frenetic last week, but we are finally there. So we'll look out for next episode. Thank you to our patrons, thank you to our subscribers, and thank you for watching. More to come.
Thanks for watching.